Hey guys, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor, a comic book presser and authorized CGC dealer located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, and I'm also a huge movie buff. And today I want to talk a little bit about Indiana Jones 5. I've been hearing all kinds of rumors coming out of that indie camp out of Hollywood, lots of rumors from all kinds of sources. Telling me things I really don't want to hear, my friends. All kinds of stories about gender swapping Indiana Jones. They've hired Phoebe Waller-Bridge to come in and be his sidekick in this movie. But is she the sidekick? Is she the sidekick? Or is Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones actually the sidekick? Is it a bait and switch? I don't know. But that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing all kinds of stories that she is slated to take over the mantle for Harrison Ford once he leaves, because he ain't coming back. This is the last rodeo for Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. Now, guys, this whole thing with gender swapping has been going on for quite some time. It's nothing new, right? Gender swapping properties has happened for a very long time. In fact, I remember about 15 years ago, I did a version of The Odd Couple at my high school. I'm a drama teacher, as you probably know, and we did, like I said, a female version of The Odd Couple, not the male version, but the female version. And the reason I did that was I had a group of really talented young actresses, and they were great comedians. And I said, let's put a show on, and we chose that Neil Simon classic, and it was great. And guys, it pretty much was identical to the male version. The characterizations were exactly the same. The only thing that we saw swapped was the female roles were swapped for male roles, and the male roles were swapped for female roles, and that was it. And the show went on, and it was a great success. It was a lot of fun. So it can be done. These types of gender swapping of properties can work, and we've seen them work time and time again. That being one of them. More recently, we saw, I remember Ocean's 8 came out. It was a Sandra Bullock led film. I think George Clooney actually produced it, and I think it was actually in it for a bit. And you know what? The film was well received, right? So again, it can work. It can work, but more often than not, unfortunately, it doesn't. And we end up with versions of shows that are just terrible, such as that. That Ghostbusters film was terrible, was it not? It was a complete, again, similar to The Odd Couple that I was talking about earlier. It was almost a carbon copy of the characters, right? All the Bill Murray character, Harold Ramis, all those characters were kind of duplicated, but they were now females. And it was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible film. I'm sure it didn't do well at the box office as well. And I know the actresses involved were very upset that it wasn't well received. But you know what? It wasn't a very well done project. If the fans don't like it, if audiences are saying we don't like this, then we don't like this. Alternatively, we have a movie like Prey that came out about 6 or 8 months ago, again from the Predator franchise. We've seen many Predator films over the last many years, and this one though was different. Boy, was it a good film. Well written, original idea. Usually predators come down, they fight, they hunt human beings on Earth. In this case, they do that again. They hunt mostly male characters, but it's a female adversary that gives the predators a run for their money. And it's awesome. It's an original take on a film we've seen done over and over and over again. But this time, what a movie. It was a lot of fun, and it was action-packed. And I was riveted, and I loved it. So it can be done, guys. But, again, Hollywood can be lazy sometimes, Let's do Star Wars. Redo Star Wars to a new generation. Star Wars, right? But you know what? Let's not give an original storyline. Let's just take Star Wars and redo it beat for beat and basically replace Luke with this new character, Rey. And by the way, I like Daisy Ridley. I thought she did a good job for what she was given. I just don't like what she was given. And the storyline stunk. And the storyline, as you know, was kind of... as we now know, was done at the seat of their pants. They had no real plan of action. They just kind of went for it. And unfortunately, it showed. The movie did $1 billion. It was a great success, but it's Star Wars. But we learned, us Star Wars fans learned as the movies were kept coming out that they were just getting worse and worse. There was no plan. It was terrible. So, I mean, what can Hollywood do? I think Hollywood should do this. Give us more Give us more Ripley's. Give us more original, strong characters like we saw in Alien, right? The original Alien came out in the 70s. As a kid, watching this, as a young man, a young boy, watching Alien and Aliens, the sequel, I loved it. I didn't care that Ripley was a female character. All I know is she was strong, she was smart, and she could kick ass. And I love that about that character. And no problem at all. I loved it. So bring us more original characters. Now, Marvel has a lot of original characters. We know that. You know, She-Hulk, for example, is an original, it's a derivative character of the Hulk, yes, but it's an original character from Marvel, as is Miss Marvel, as is Captain Marvel, as is, Wanda Maximoff, as Black Widow. These are all original Marvel characters, and I want to see those characters translated properly. Okay, I want good stories. I want well-written scripts, and what we are getting is dribble. It's garbage, and you know that. I know that. We've seen these TV series. They are substandard. The Black Widow movie was a joke, and I think finally that the powers that be are recognizing that the fans are not going to just keep shelling out the cash to see substandard storylines, you know. And so I think we're going to see some changes, you know. And we're talking mostly big screen, guys. Small screen, we saw, you know, Star Trek Discovery, you know, again, taking a well-known character like Spock that was in the original pilot of Star Trek way back. And now all of a sudden we find out Spock has a half-sister, and she's even better than Spock. And Star Trek fans are pulling their hair out at this. Like, it's a travesty. Spock is a character like a Luke Skywalker who is like this. You don't screw with these characters and their origins, and they do. And you anger the fan base, you anger the original fans that love these characters and cherish these characters, and these people that are given control of the scripts, given the responsibility to take care of these characters, are not doing these characters any favors. So now we're talking about Indiana Jones, my friends. Are we in for a bait and switch? That was the question. The reason I say that is because I think we may be in for just that. I heard early on, like I said, that Indy was supposed to, or that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was slated to take over for Indiana Jones. But that trailer, that first sneak peek trailer we had, didn't show us that at all. In fact, she was barely in it. So I thought it would be fun, as soon as I queued this up, to watch the trailer together. And let's see how many times Phoebe Waller-Bridge shows up in this trailer. And do you think it's a bait and switch? Are we going to get to the movie theaters when this comes out next summer? And are we going to be sitting there with our popcorn in one hand and our pop in the other? And are we going to find out that Harrison Ford's actually the sidekick in this film, not Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and it's her movie and not his? Let's see this trailer and let me know what you think. Here we go. If it starts. There we go.
I miss the desert. I miss the sea.
So we see Sala, we hear from Sala and Indy, which is great. Two original characters from the original Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is wonderful. No Phoebe yet.
Wondering what wonderful adventure the new day will bring to us.
Those days have come and gone.
Perhaps not.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life.
Okay, there she is. That's number one. First appearance. De-aged Harrison Ford as well.
Things I can't explain.
We saw her once. I think we're going to see her 4 or 5 times. That's twice there, I believe. Still lots of Indiana.
It's how hard you believe it.
That's 3. 4. 5. Okay, that's 5. Really quick though. I think it's one more time too.
I'm her godfather.
6.
Get back.
Harkening back to the old Indiana Jones. All right, well there you go. We saw her 6 times and a whole lot of Harrison Ford. Do you think we are going to get the old bait and switch? Are they hooking fans in with showing us a lot of Harrison? Then when the movie comes out, we barely see him and that she takes over. I don't know. Hope that does not happen. I really hope that the people in charge are starting to realize that we fans are the ones that keep these properties going, that we breathe, like we share these properties with our kids, we take them to the movies and we get them excited about these films and these properties. And when you keep throwing us, curveballs like this, changing these characters around, and not for the better, for the worse, are we going to keep coming back for more? I know I certainly am not. I am not as excited as I once have been when Star Wars properties come out. I don't need to rush out. I find whenever I get excited, I let myself down. I don't want to be let down anymore. Anyways, guys, what do you think? Please let me know in the comment section below. And guys, remember, if you are into comic books, you like talking about comic books, checking out comic book art, talking about the comic book collecting craze, grading comic books, all that sort of thing. And even we talk about movies here once in a blue moon. Hit that subscribe button, please, and like button, and also hit the notification bell, because I oftentimes come up here and do impromptu videos. You'll be the first to know. And I know later this week, I will be having some more CGC unboxings. A couple of boxes are on their way as we speak. All right, guys, thank you so much for popping by. I hope this gave you something to think about. Until next time, all the best. Bye for now.